Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a get ready with me video and also an unboxing because I recently just received my glossy box. I always say that, I always say glossy box like. So if you've seen my video before, the French toast video, which is basically a makeup haul, I asked my followers on Instagram if they wanted me to do a haul video or a get ready with me video, and it was like kind of 50-50, so here I am. So I might as well combine everything in one video because I do want to use some of the stuff that are in my glossy box. Okay, I lied. So it's not actually an unboxing because I have already unboxed it and I know everything that's inside it. So yeah, I'm just going to talk you through everything now and get this party started. Okay, so the October box is called Midnight Fantasy, and I'm not gonna lie, when I opened the box and I saw Midnight Fantasy, I was like, my only Midnight Fantasy is literally like food. Okay, so the first product that I want to talk about from this box is this Illamasqua Hydrofacial Rehydrating Gel, and it's quite interesting because before I unboxed this box, I was flicking through Instagram. You know how like they suggest things for you? Weirdly enough, like this is one of them. This best-selling clear gel instantly helps skin feel hydrated and smooth, which is exactly what I need right now. We're going into winter, my skin's extra dry, and I just feel like my skin looks so just bleh, you know? It looks so October-ish, if that's a thing. The second thing you get in here, I was actually quite surprised to get one of these because AHC is, I believe, a Korean brand. I'm all for it. I'm all for Korean brands. Have you seen their skin? Have you seen it? Okay, so the next item that you get in a box is this Stargazing Blush Duo from the Beauty Crop. And I've never heard of the Beauty Crop, but it's apparently paraben-free, talc-free, vegan, so can't wait to try that. So this is what it looks like, if I can... Okay, so let me try again. I can't open it. Okay, so inside you get a blush and apparently an illuminator, but I think I'm just gonna mix them together to get like a nice dewy finish. I don't know, the packaging's not that sturdy. The packaging I'm not really fond of, obviously because I can't open it, and it just feels quite cheap. Okay, so moving on, you also get a lipstick from Luna by Luna. Never heard of them before, but I'm gonna try it. And I got it in the shade Pixie, and this is what it looks like. Guys, honestly, like the packaging that they've sent for this box, it's just not it. That's something that you would get from like Body Care. Can you guys remember the shop Body Care? They used to like sell really cheap makeup. I've not swatched the lipstick yet, so I don't know if it's creamy, I don't know if it's pigmented, so I'm gonna try it now. I'm not actually too keen on this shade. It's a bit too pink for me, so I'm probably not going to wear it for this video. Matter of fact, I'm probably not even going to wear it ever. You also get this bubble bath powder from Bubble Tea. And guys, I don't know, I'm a shower girl. I don't know, I just get bored when I'm in a bath. Like, what are you supposed to do for an hour? So I'm probably just going to use the eye cream and the Illamasqua primer for this makeup look. Okay, so now that that's out the way, I'm going to start my makeup. I've already done my brows, as you can see. I don't know what it is like. Do you guys feel the pressure when you're doing your brows in front of the camera? Because I do. I end up literally like heart palpitating and getting hot flushes when I do my eyebrows because I feel like you guys are judging me. So I'm going to start prepping my skin with this eye cream. It has no scent, which is a plus. I can try this now and see what it's like. I really want to look after my skin a lot more now because I am turning 30 and I can see on camera that my skin's looking a bit tired, probably because of my children. So girls, I actually want to mention, yesterday I went for my smear test, and I don't know if it's just me or anyone else is suffering from like really bad anxiety when it comes to stuff like this, but literally the night before I could not sleep. I was literally on my phone googling, am I gonna die? And I've been putting it off for so long. Obviously you're supposed to have it when you're 25 and then 28, but I've been putting it off for so long that I just thought, you know what, just get it over and done with. So yeah, the night before I had like major anxiety about the whole thing, going to the doctors, having it done and then waiting for the results. I can't cope with the idea. Is anyone else like going through the same thing? I'm using the gel primer now, and I don't know how I feel about this gel texture. I've never used any gel like products before, so let's wait and see. There's a slight scent to it, but I don't actually mind because it's not that strong. It's a little bit tacky at the moment. There's definitely a stick to it. Whether it's going to stay or not, I do not know. But we'll see how that holds my foundation. So anyway, it got to the point where I literally took myself out of going, and I was actually convinced that I wasn't going to go. 100% I would rather know if I was poorly so I can do something about it, obviously. It wasn't even just the experience that put me off going. It's just the result. Like, I can't wait around for days or weeks on end not knowing if the results were good or if the results were bad. So I got there, I was totally crapping myself. You know, it wasn't pleasant. It's not something I'd want to do every day, obviously. But I must say, if you're having doubts, just do it, because you know what? It could save your life. Okay, so I'm going to start with my eyes first, and I'm really excited because I'm going to use my Natasha Denona Glam palette. So what I'm going to do first is prime my eyelids, which I don't normally do, but because I bought the new MAC paint pot, I thought, you know what, let's just do it. Yeah, I'm not really keen on eye primers, but I don't know if that's because I'm fine without it. Like, my eyelids are actually on the dry side. So I'm going to use the brush to apply the primer. You know what's really, really cool? I went to Ginza Teppanyaki, which is in Nottingham. Obviously, like, I don't think I'm a big time YouTuber. Like, come on, I don't even have 200 subs. So yeah, basically me and my friend went to Ginza for a meal, you know, just a spontaneous one. I booked the table, so obviously I gave them my name. Our lady that works there was like, Susie Boo. And I was like, yeah, hi. And she was like, hello, you okay? And I thought maybe she just remembered me from the last time I went there. And she was like, yeah, Susie Boo, I watch your YouTube videos. I've seen like every single one of them. How cool is that? I was like, what the hell? Like, I'm not even famous, but for somebody to recognize me from my videos, I thought that was just amazing. That was just absolutely amazing. She was like, yeah, I really like your videos, I'm such a fan. Like, what? I know you're watching this right now, so if you are, hey girl. Yeah, it was just such a cool thing to happen. Like, sometimes I do have down days where I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting nowhere with this YouTube malarkey. Because YouTube is tough, man. Like, it's really tough. But you know what? I'm grateful for every single one of you, every single person that watches my videos every single time I release one. I was actually thinking to myself, like, when I had 19 subscribers, I was like, oh my god, I've only got 19 subscribers. And now I've got over 100. I'm like, you know what, if I've got 100 people watching my videos and 100 people that actually do like my content, then I'm gonna carry on. When you meet somebody that genuinely enjoys your content, it's just such a nice feeling, and it made me feel like, you know what, don't give up. And if any of you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, go for it. It doesn't matter what people think, people are gonna talk anyway. So I'm gonna use this shade first for the transition, as a transition shade. So when we sat down, obviously it's a teppanyaki restaurant, so they cook everything in front of you. The chef's right there, cooking all your meat, your rice and whatever. And even the guy in the next table, the chef, he was like, bloody hell, you're always on my TV. And I was just like, oh my god, this is happening right now. It just feels good to know that there are people out there, people that I don't know, that actually enjoys my content. Like, why do you even enjoy what I talk about? Because I just talk shit all the time. So if you guys are from Nottingham, or even if you're from, I don't know, Spain, just fly out and go to Ginza, okay? I feel bad now, I actually didn't ask for the lady's name that served us, the one that recognised me. So if you're watching this video, darling, can you comment down below and say hey? I'm gonna have to do this again without putting more foundation on, because I've just been upstairs with my daughter for about an hour and a half trying to get her to sleep, but she's just honestly so hyper. And I think she went to bed at like 8. This is my youngest we're talking about. I think she went to bed at like 8 p.m. and literally it's taken 2 hours to get her to sleep. It's just a nightmare. And no one else's kids going crazy at the moment. Like, mine are acting like a bunch of lunatics. I feel like I thought it was going to be easier now that Mila's a toddler, but actually it's just getting harder. Now I'm going to use the shade Smoke to smoke it out, I guess. And I'm just going to use my Sigma E25 blending brush. This is actually new. So anyway, back to my children. With Mila, she's 2 years old, and I expected her to go through this whole terrible 2 situation anyway. I kind of know how to deal with her behaviour now. Not only is she a Gemini, she's a different child. She's a lot different to her big sister. Her big sister was literally an angel from the moment she was born. I remember when Ray was born, we had a lot of complications. I was actually on the IV for about five or 6 days. And she was also on antibiotics from when she was born as well. We stayed in hospital for a week. So basically what happened was, I went into labour and my waters broke at home, but for some reason they sent us home, and when I came back the next day I was already 6 centimeters dilated, and turns out I had contracted an infection. So instead of going for a natural birth, I am now being rushed into an emergency C-section, and honestly, like, that was one of the most traumatic moments of my life. So they were both actually born via C-section, but I find the planned C-section, which was Mila's birth delivery, that was actually harder than the emergency C-section I had with Ray. Only because when you're being rushed into the theatre for an emergency C-section, everything's kind of like, you know, up in the air. Everything just happens so fast. Whereas if it's planned, they talk you through everything, they show you what's going to happen. I don't know, it was just such a weird, scary moment. And to be honest with you, the planned C-section was much scarier than the emergency C-section. So anyway, with Ray, we were both in hospital for a week. I remember, I think the second day she slept for like 6 hours straight, and I was kind of like, what's going on here? Obviously, as a first time mom, there's a lot of things that you don't know. So I was asking the midwives, like, look, do I have to wake her up, or do I just leave her there? Is she okay? But whereas with Mila, oh my god, like, I remember, even though we only stayed in hospital for 2 days, that was enough. The first night, she just didn't sleep a wink, like none at all. When I tell you she didn't sleep, she didn't sleep. And I remember being in the ward, and she was literally the only baby who would cry in the middle of the night. And from then on, I just knew that she was going to be a difficult baby. So now that I've elongated that part of my eyes, I'm just going to use this shade called Lash Line, and I'm just going to place that in the corners slightly. I'm not going to bring it all the way in, just literally on the lash line, and kind of like make a V into my crease, just to darken that corner a little bit more. Not too much though. And I'm gonna use the same in the inner corner. Just a little bit. So now I'm just gonna do that on the other side. I'm gonna start by the lash line first, and then kind of like drag it up and into a V. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a blending brush, and this is my absolute favourite from Morphe. It's the M505 blending brush. Can you see that? It's just so fluffy and so perfect to blend out your eyes without eyeshadow. And I'm just going to take that as it is with no products, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to blend my eyeshadow out and kind of like connect it here. Okay, so now I'm going to put this inner corner shade on my lid. I find that with this palette, it's actually better when you use your finger. Wow. Honestly, it's worth investing in this palette because it's just so beautiful. Can you see that? I'm just going to bring it all the way up. So now I'm just going to use my Inglot Kohl pencil in black, and I'm just going to put that on top of my lash line, just slightly, not too much. I'm not going to try and do like a winged eyeliner. Okay, so I've put my lashes on because that's another thing that gives me anxiety, doing it in front of the camera. So I'm just going to go ahead with concealing my under eyes. It's actually a good thing I didn't record this video yesterday. Can you imagine me going to the doctor's like, hey, I'm ready, with shitloads of makeup on, big ass eyelashes, like, where are you going? And then I'm just going to spritz my beauty blender with Matte Fix Plus. I think this is the longest time I've not had a job. Like, I feel like even my maternity, I went back to work after 4 months. Imagine I had my first job when I was 13 years old. it's not like my parents forced me to get a job. I just remember going into town with my mum and I saw this really nice coat that I really wanted, and she was like, you're gonna have to wait till I get paid, something like that anyway. And I was like, forget that, I'm gonna get a job and get it myself. I don't know how my mum knew that this place was hiring, maybe she was asking already. But she basically took me to this cafe, and yeah, they hired me. I was 13 at the time, and I was literally doing 2 hours after school and like 4 to 6 hours on a weekend. And back then I think the minimum wage was like £2.50, so I was literally working for £2.50 an hour, imagine. So I used to get paid weekly, and I remember on my first week my paycheck was like £25, and I was so proud of myself. I was just like, wow, I earned this. Even when I left school I just worked full-time. So this is really weird. It's really weird that I'm just at home literally doing nothing. But don't get me wrong, I'm actually really grateful for the time off that I've had, because, you know, I will never get this back. I'll never get this time back. I've been able to spend a day with the kids without being tired. I used to work nights. Sometimes I'll get home for like 5, 6 a.m. and it's just tiring. It was exhausting. You know, sometimes I would even get the kids ready for school before I went to bed and go to sleep for a few hours and then wake up and do another night shift. Like I said, I've been able to spend all the time in the world with the kids. I've even reconnected with some of my best friends from school. Yeah, I feel really lucky, really. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix these two together to smoke it out. But I'm going to leave the gap in the middle because obviously I want to do a double halo. So I'm just going to place that right on the lash line. Maybe I need more of a precise brush actually. I'm just gonna take this. So I'm just gonna mix them together and place that straight on the lash line. That's better. So what I'm gonna do now is place the same shimmer on the center of my bottom lash line. And then I'm going to take my black eyeliner and just run it through where I've put the darker shades. And then I'm just going to put the same shimmer shade on the corner of my eyes. Okay, so now I'm going to use my contour shade from my KVD Beauty shading light. I always get that wrong, but I'm going to use this contour shade just to sculpt my cheeks a little bit before I go in with my new bronzer, which I absolutely love. I'm just going to place that right there. I'm not going to bring it in too much. I'm just going to dip this blending brush right on that contour shade and run it through here. Slightly contour my nose.
Nothing too crazy. And I want it all to connect as well, so it's not like I've got 5 different colours near my eyes. So I'm just going to blend it in and connect it with that transition colour.
Okay, so I'm just going to place that blush right on top of the contour. Okay, so I might actually use the new one from Glossybox just to see what it's like. I'm just going to run it through together. Tap the excess. Oh, it's really nice. Wow, I actually really like the shade. And then now I'm going to use the mother of all bronzers, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. Is that what it's called? Airbrush, yeah, Airbrush Bronzer. So I'm just going to use the Patrick Tar face brush to apply it. And I'm literally just gonna run that across my cheek. Oh, such a good bronzer, honestly. And then I'm just gonna run the excess all over my forehead, my chin, and all the way down my neck. I'm going to use my Airbrush Flawless Finish powder from Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm going to use the same brush. And I'm just going to swipe that, tap the excess, and what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to buff everything in to diffuse the harsh lines. and make sure that all the colours are all blended in seamlessly. Before I do my highlight and lipstick, I'm just gonna spray my Fix Plus all over my face. Now I'm going to use my favourite lipstick of all time, and I actually have to get it out of my bag because I just can't live without it. So where are you? Here it is. It's the Patrick Ta Major Headlines lipstick in the shade Osha Single. Oh, so nice. So I'm actually going to use this shade right here to highlight. Literally, I don't want anything too blinding. I just want the attention on my eyes. I'm just going to use that same shade and put it on the tip of my nose. And just on the bridge of my nose. Just a little bit. And that's a wrap. But yeah, this is my double halo makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you click like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Toodoo!